Hi guys, hi. This is Bright Wolf. I'm just going to get straight into it because I've only got 5 minutes. I'm going to jump straight on to the chakra issue. Okay, so you got your 12. Sorry, not 12 chakras, but you've got your 7 chakras, and then you've got uh, your pituitary gland, your third eye chakra, uh, your throat chakra, your shoulders, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your your root chakra, your genitalia. You've got your knees, and then you've got your feet where you get grounded into the earth. I wanted to say that, like, on the astrology, the zodiac, you got the 12 star signs, and they each have a place on the body. And this is probably some information from Santos Bonacci. He's a good guy who's taught this stuff. So the zodiac has a place on the body. There's also higher chakras as well. Like, there's chakras that are there's lower chakras, and then there's higher chakras. Like, there's your soul chakra, your star chakra, which actually reaches out to the higher planes, which actually connects you to your higher self, your star self. A lot of people go, oh, when I reach here, that's it. But your third eye actually connects you to your higher chakra, to the sun. So I'm wanting star children and just anyone who's opening up spiritually to start learning about this stuff. And your chakras are really important because, as a person on the southern hemisphere, my life is quite sheltered. My country is quite safe. There's no war. There's not a lot of crime. There's not a lot of things happening. The biggest issues of the year are like dogs running on the beach. And people complaining about that in the newspaper every summer. It's like, so there's not a lot of issues, but I think it's important for people to understand that, like, a lot of the energies, the planet has a kundalini which connects you to different meridian points, and as the zodiac cycles around the planet, you have different planetary alignments, and depending on your birth, like if Taurus is in your sector, and if you, in your astral chart, if you have Taurus in your in Saturn, or if you have Taurus in your Venus, these things will affect you on different levels and at different points. And the stars really matter. And I was just having this thought about, like, chakras. What if your chakras, like, could flip like a cross? What if they weren't just up and down or horizontal? Like, what if at some point we could actually manipulate the Merkaba so that we knew how to tune in our chakras to actually create, like, interdimensional travel. And I know I'm going off subject here, but what I'm saying is that by doing meditation and tuning into the stars, you should be able to, like, and obviously taking your monatomic gold. I really want to stress that. I've got so much to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. And the first thing I want to say to everyone out there is, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to question reality. Don't be afraid to question people. And there's always, like, haters on the internet, and there's always trolls, and, like, the more trolls there are, the more I'm just going to, like, keep talking and actually keep being the person I am, because, like, I haven't got time to deal with, like, questions. I haven't got, I've only got time to I'm only here for a little while, and then I'm, like, dead again. I might have to reincarnate into another body. So I've like, got to teach what I can while I'm here. And I think the main thing is to understand that maybe, like, the higher dimensions know what we're up to, and we've just got to reach out, because we're so close. And more people need to spread the awareness that, like, this reality is third dimensional, but we're waking up to, like, fucking, like, 10th dimensional. Like, we could really just flip it on a switch. We could be traveling in a few years if we just try and actually reach out as a nation and realize that we are holistically natural to the earth, and the Mother Earth has a vibration and spirit. Sun has a spirit. They all care about us and they want us to ascend, So making little differences like speaking your mind can help, instead of just being quiet when you should say something, or picking up rubbish when you need to pick up rubbish, and just protecting your energy and tuning into what's really going on, getting more crystals. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is that crystals, we misused them last time in the Age of Atlantis, but this time around I'm thinking, if you can make monatomic gold just out of simple Dead Sea salt, imagine what you can do if you alchemize crystals. Imagine what you can do if you actually use all these different, because crystals are just minerals like salts and calciums and sodiums and silicons. These crystals are important, and it just shows that everything has a personality and atomic structure, and we need to really get in touch with our spiritual side. And it's time to start bringing back the memories of who we were in Atlantean times, and not misuse the knowledge this time. Like, the grid around the planet has come down, and we actually need to connect with spirit again. So keep your crystals on you. Get big crystals. Start getting in meteorites. Get a piece of meteorite. It'll help you connect with your guides and your extraterrestrial star family. Start, just every day, just see the animals as equals as humans. Don't fear anything anymore. Don't fear aliens. Don't if you're like new to extraterrestrial study, don't fear aliens. There's so many out there that have good intentions. So many ETs that actually just want us to evolve and actually are waiting for us to do it. They see us for who we are. They know that we've got a corrupt government. They know that we've got a few people who are relying on money. The main thing is that energy's free. Love is free. Intention is free. Creativity is free. Imagination is free. Reality is free. The feminine, the goddess's milk that flows into your body is free. When you were born, you were free. You didn't owe anyone anything. You're not supposed to pay a dime to be here as a star child. I mean, energy is energy. It's not hindered by labelism, So, if God was intent and the goddess was intent, why would we need to put things on a planet where we would have to pay for things, or live in a dualistic type grid of you get something, you give something and sacrifice? There shouldn't. That's what I understand about Christianity, is that their whole God is about this one man who did amazing things in magic and paganism and said, you can do this for me. If I can walk on water, so can you. I encourage you to do this. Spit in the face of churches. It's about healing and love. Why would he do that just to be a sacrifice for your sins? Almost the whole of Christianity is just encouraging human sacrifice. It's and I'm not saying that there's not knowledge in the Bible, because the Bible has so much astrological knowledge, and that religion is just copied from. Jesus was Zeus in another time, and Zeus was Krishna, and Krishna was obviously going back to Horus and Thoth and Hermes. These people are just transgressing. And I think that on the astral level, Jesus exists, because I know he does exist. I've tuned into him. But on a physical level, we're talking numerology, astrology, and on a physical level, we're talking, ancient, Kabbalistic star magic understanding of how the cross works on the tree of life. And the tree of life is 12 dimensions to God, and the mathematical star sequence to opening, grounded, interdimensional geometry. And I think talking about like kind of seeing things as equal in your God and your goddess, it's important to nurture your feminine side as well. I mean, even like the best of warriors knew when to be relaxed and in the comfort of mother's good grace. So don't get too pent up about things. Don't try and over masculinize things or force things. Remember to tune into the feminine and realize that things flow like a river and things are received like the moon's light. And that if you want to heal, don't pray to masculine to do it. Don't force a healing. Pray to the goddess. Pray to a goddess to actually, realize that you are eternal and magnetic and that you need the feminine, which is actually more powerful than the masculine in some respects. And that you should just not try and live in the... If you're thinking vice versa, duality, you're still living in that kind of lower dimensional sphere where you're not embracing something as a whole. I mean, yin and yang, the S in the yin and yang, you see it on Superman's logo, you see it on the sign for Saturn, you see it on the E for internet. You see the S and the dollar sign. This is dividing. The elite are showing you, and like their symbolism is showing you the sine wave of time and synchronicity in Saturn, and also showing you how to divide basically wholeness. But you take away the S, and you've got oneness. You've got oneness. I'm not doing the Illuminati sign for any of those people who go, oh, he's doing the Illuminati sign. I'm just trying to describe a circle. And so this wholeness is so important. You've got to push through the barrier of and just realize that everything is one, and that sometimes duality is actually a step too higher understanding by simplifying things. And I want everyone to like just think about things and go, should I be smoking those cigarettes today? Should I be eating as much meat as I should? And even if you're not, not a full vegetarian or you're not fully into crystal energy, like take steps to better the planet. I mean, deep down, people know that killing animals isn't right, and polluting isn't right, and this isn't just about the planet. This is about you. Like I'm your brother. I'm your star brother and your star family. I'm trying to say, like, look, if you're a cigarette smoker and you know better, maybe it is time to think about, why am I poisoning myself when I deserve much better? When I just deserve vitamin D, energy. So getting rid of like negative attachments, getting rid of sometimes a negative attachment doesn't have to be a person, that's dragging you down. Sometimes it can be a habit that you don't need anymore. And start tuning into a lot more calming energy. I think not always drinking. Just being like a model for people. Don't go out and get trashed and smoke and just sleep with everyone. Go out and have fun, but be an eternal being because your innocence as well, and uphold that even when you're tested. And I think in the new energy that's coming through, the Pleiades are really sending through an energy of testing and questioning your realities and making up the decision for yourself. The decision and going, should I be doing that or should I not be doing that? And knowing when to send your bullshit meter up about things. Is that right? Does it sit right with my heart? And this whole thing is about heart energy. I mean, heart chakra, intuition. It's proven that there's other realities that don't rely on like reason and brain matter to function. There's other dimensions out there that you just have to take the right drug or be in the right state of hypnosis to enter these dimensions. And it's just proven fact that like we're just one strand of reality, and we're not even in control. And we have to see with our heart. And the strongest energy out there is the heart. I mean, when you strip away ego and you go into these states of spiritual awakening, the one defense you have is your heart, is your emotion, it's the one thing that could pull through your ego. So when they talk about the fall that we had from Atlantis, they were actually talking about the fall we had from like higher heart chakra DNAs, and we went into the pituitary gland, into the brain, and it's proven that like there's certain electrons and electrodes that don't actually touch our pineal gland, because most kids after puberty develop a calcium barrier around your third eye, and you need to decalcify that with meditation. I'm not saying no to a little bit of marijuana. Like, I mean, it actually does help. It's a Mother Earth. Use oils. Use ormus or monatomic gold. Get research stuff. I mean, I'm not dissing anyone if you haven't, but research. There's monatomic gold is an amazing substance, and you should look it up if you haven't heard about it. It's basically what the Egyptians called mufkut. Lawrence Gardner did a bit of study on it, and actually did a lot of study. He wrote a book on it before he died, and he explained that mufkut was eaten as cakes, and it's mentioned in the Bible. It's called manna in the Bible. Moses commanded that mufkut should be eaten as the dew came, because when the dew came, there was almost on the desert floor, and that's what they were picking up and cooking. And on the, cook as much as you can, because on the Sabbath there won't be any on the ground. And what Moses was saying is, learn your alchemy, learn to prolong your life and clean your DNA. They say monatomic gold is like a white powder, and it's like the substance of everything when it's alchemized, and it when everything gets kind of alchemized down to its monatomic level, it's just the code for everything. But it's also gold. It's like if it goes through like a really high powered magnetized heat ray, it'll revert back to its gold element. And I'm just wanting people to think about that, because minerals are important. I think there was a time when we lived solely off gold, not even food or plants. So we're slowly starting to ascend. Astrologically, we're coming out of like a period of like 2,000 years where we've been like really lacking in knowledge and ignorance. We've kind of forgotten what we knew about 4,000 to 8,000 years ago. And there's a lot of stuff being hidden from us, basically because a few of the kids in the playground have toys, and they don't want to share their bloody rattlesticks, because they think that there'll be this big rattle fest and everyone will want a toy. But you know what? Free energy is free energy. And I don't care how high up on the ladder you get. I mean, we are all on the same journey, and we are all here to ascend. So if there is technologies out there that we could already be traveling through space or living really long years, we should be thinking about that. And you guys have got to think, like, do you want another 200 years of McDonald's menus come out, or do you want to actually like get that UFO technology out into the public so you can be flying around and actually doing things that you wouldn't do? It is time to accept the fact that we're coming to a point where we are being led astray by a few people, and until these people realize that, that basically the parents haven't been around to slap them in the face and actually help the rest of the children out on planet Earth, they won't ever stop. We've got to wake up. It's really hard with religion at the moment, but the main thing is to just set up your circles and find people who are spiritual, and then consolidate that circle and just spread your love and your light, and just get rid of some of the sober attitudes reincarnation is, are you telling me that in this body, if I die and my brain shuts off, I either go to heaven or I go to hell. I mean, in Latin and in Sumerian, sin meant the moon. It meant moon worship, understanding the feminine and paganism. It meant understanding the feminine. They only want you to understand God because God is masculine. You must listen to the masculine because masculine will, if you do not do what the masculine says, you will be smited by its power. And it's like, Christianity, it's like sin and hell. It's like sin was, sin with an E is sine, sine wave of Saturn, Saturn and time, synchronicity, the snake on the synchronicity wave. So I think people need to understand that there's like a whole occult mathematicness that's been kind of ignored by the world because people are told that if they listen to Jesus, and Jesus in Sumerian and Latin translates to the Son, Jesus, the Son, Jesus, Sus, Zeus, Sus. Zeus was Jesus. And these are all planetary understandings. And I think that, like, the energy, I mean, I'm not dissing God or, the afterlife. I think there is an afterlife, but you have to understand that, like, as a star child and a spiritual person, there is a grid around this planet, and when you die, your memory gets swiped and you get reincarnated back in. Like, we are not higher beings. Jesus said, "Be my equal, follow me." He ascended. He's ascended. He's gone through the light barrier and he's gone up, up and out. So you need to follow him, his example, not just expect some type of free ticket from him and be saved. You have to do your work. You have to look inside and blow out the cobwebs and look at the dark and go, does this fit well with me? Is this what I should, am I adhering to the divine energy's pure source, So you need to realize that reincarnation, we could have memories, Imagine how advanced you'd be if you had all the memories from your past lives. And I mean, there's a spirit, spirits stay in the Akashic records. Your soul is eternal. So my soul is eternal and eventually will return to source. My spirit in this body is Bright Wolf or Matthew, and I'm here to be, obviously, my zodiac sign and my parents and parts of my soul are all tuned into this dimension to create a type of person. And I'm wanting to just help people. I've seen do you really want to just learn about cricket for the rest of your life, or rugby? The elites are planning your doom for the rest of your life. It's time to wake up. There's things we need to learn about. We need to learn about anti-gravity. We need to learn about psychic energy, and we need to learn about meditation. We need to be able to remember that this place was a wild, beautiful flower jungle at one point, and we used to walk around and there was nothing to fear. There was no rules, no hindrance on sexuality or spirituality or heart feelings. I mean, yeah, the tigers still eat you, but we still could sit in God's presence and not be ashamed of who we were naked. They say the purest of the ETs, especially the Palladians, are naked because they're pure childs. Some travel around in suits in their jobs, they've got jobs to do, but I think that on some level we are all naked and we are all divine, and we all sit in that soft blue light, and we're just beautiful. And I want people to love you themselves for who they are. And I think what really triggered that was being a vegetarian, and I also had a really good teacher who